Unable to see the unseen cries. Reality bends in the darkness lies. Illusions deceive, reality misconceive. Don't believe everything you think. In shadows deep spirits link. The unknown beckons, mysteries link. Don't believe everything you think. Illusions deceive, reality misconceive. Don't believe everything you think.
Okay, guys. Oh, sorry about that. Welcome back to another episode of Impulsive Thoughts. So during that intro, we were discussing, because I had everybody muted. We were discussing. Oh, sorry. I have all my favorite co-hosts here today: Marisol, Don, and Dan.
Whoa,
Don and Dan. Don and Dan.
Don and Don.
You guys need to, like. Can one of you change your name?
You can just call me Big Daddy.
I am not calling you Big Daddy.
I hated that. Aren't you like grandpa now or something?
Big Daddy Grandpa.
Yeah, well, that's what we'll do. Yeah.
I'm not calling him
Don
Big
and
Daddy.
grandpa.
No, we'll call him Grandpa.
Big Daddy Grandpa.
Well, no, that's just because you want the nickname Grandpa.
I don't want the
Taken
nickname
away.
Grandpa. Okay, that. Anyway.
Grandpa Lupe.
You're still gonna be Grandpa Lupe.
Yeah, I know. It is what it is.
Grandpa Lupe and Big Daddy Grandpa.
No.
Yeah, no.
No.
Definitely
Yeah, no,
not.
it doesn't work.
No.
Definitely.
It doesn't work. So anyway, we were discussing the intro. During the intro, hey thinkers, how many people like the old intro compared to the new intro? Let us know. Matter of fact, I'll even put it on Facebook too.
We're going to get 3 votes.
Maybe. Yes, Marisol.
It has nothing to do with liking the other one more than this one. It's just that this one feels really long.
That's what she said.
Okay, well,
That's it. Is there a way to condense this?
yes,
one?
I can, because I have like I
Because
told you.
I like this intro. I do.
Oh, I do
like
too.
It a lot. It
I do too.
just feels really
I
long.
like it a lot. I like it a lot.
All right, yeah, I'll work on it. And then, you know what? A matter of fact, I'll work on it, and I'll send you.
Dang. Music coordinator Marisol.
Yeah.
You guys know that like I teach dance and like I literally
Yes.
like cut music for for months.
So then why don't I give you the fucking intro, and you can cut it?
Why don't you reach out to like Motionless in White and have them make us a song?
I wish Chris Motionless and I were like this. Okay, listen.
I don't know.
If I could tell you the amount of money I would give to be friends with Chris Motionless.
This is my impulsive thought.
Yeah, literally.
I gotta say, them live, not that great.
What?
Oh, really? You've seen them live?
No, but I'm
crazy.
talking during WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah. They didn't sound good
That
during
was
WrestleMania.
terrible.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
He's talking about during wrestling where no one really sounds great live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Limp Bizkit was decent.
I was gonna say
During
because
wrestling?
I have I've
Yeah.
seen Motionless in White live. Like,
Well,
they
New
were
Year's Day-
great.
They opened Halloween Havoc last year for NXT's Halloween Havoc. And it was my first time ever hearing them. I'm like, these guys are pretty good. And then I saw them live opening up for
Ice
Ice
Nine
Nine Kills. And I'm like, I liked them. Like, they sound just like they did for the NXT. So they sounded good at wrestling.
I think that Motionless in White sounds so much better when they play in concert than they did at.
I only know their Rhea Ripley song, so.
You guys are missing.
Did they play the Rhea Ripley song
No,
when they opened for Ice Nine Kills?
No,
They didn't
New Year's
open
Day
the-
did. New Year's Day opened for them, not Motionless in White.
to be
Oh, I
fair,
thought you were talking
technically-
about on New Year's Day. I don't
To be
fucking
fair,
know.
Not the
technically-
day of New Year's
Shut up.
Yeah.
No. Technically, Motionless in White did open up for Ice Nine Kills. It was just for the Trinity of Terror tour.
Right, not the show we
Different
were at.
concert.
Yeah, Dan.
Yeah, Dan.
Yeah, Dan.
Ever. I don't want to
Get your Ice Nine Kills concert history.
Listen.
Anyway, I'm joined here with Mr. Donnie Rowe, Mr. Ron Don John Bon Jovi, Mr. Voice that everybody
The
loves.
voice of the public.
Say hello, Donnie.
I'm going to quit.
All right. We got Marisol with hopefully a wonderful episode today.
It's gonna be something. That's
Her first episode at that after, 2 months?
yeah. I mean, I'm fairness. It's like maybe my 4th or 5th episode, but like
No, he means first, like, doing
First
your own.
official episode that
That's
you're
what she
doing.
means. She's
no,
only been here.
yeah. But I'm saying I like in all fairness, I have only been here for like 4 or 5 weeks. So I mean,
So there's
Do
4 of
the
us.
math,
Should have had one
yes.
already done.
Yeah, you should have had one already done.
He had a whole list of things that he was gonna do, and then Rain showed up.
Rain showed up.
we blame Rain. Blame Rain.
There was $1 for every time you could use, and then Rain showed up.
Literally, I'd never have to go back to work.
We'd have a lot of tweez.
We would have a lot of tweets. Not that I can drink them.
Right, and don't drink them in front of the 12 either.
Hey, we have. What was it? Grandpa what?
Big Daddy Grandpa.
Big Daddy Grandpa.
That's gonna get clipped and played. Like, oh my god.
What was the other thing Lupe was supposed to clip from the last time we recorded?
I don't remember, but
hit
you're
the
not
fucking
talking
pregnant
into the
lady.
mic.
No, it was something Rain said.
Oh, yeah. I'm not knowing. I forgot.
I have the video somewhere, but it was something Rain
You can
said.
listen
That's
when he
weird.
releases the episode finally, too.
I have a lot of episodes I have to fucking edit. Anyway, we're here with
That
Dan
one did
too.
Release. It was the one I was on.
Dan, too.
Dan, say hi.
Hi. Good day, mate.
So the episode that actually last week's episode when Don and I it was just Don and I Don was like
That was 2 weeks
so happy. No, it was released last
ago. Oh, yeah,
week.
yeah. It released last week. Yep.
Don was so happy because he didn't have to hear any Australian accent, and then I ended
do
it.
remember hearing that.
I ended it with "Good day, mate."
No,
But I actually cut it out.
Yeah, because I didn't hear you. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
I
listened
cut
to the
it
whole
out.
episode. I didn't hear that.
He did.
Why
I
would you
almost threw
do
something
that?
at him.
Don, how dare you hate on my Australianness?
Really?
Australian.
How dare we? How dare you insult the Australians?
Yeah,
And-
seriously, why are you insulting them?
And my own brother. How dare you say don't let me do the intro ever again?
Hallelujah, Jesse.
You know what?
Honestly,
Hallelujah,
where's the
Jesse.
retweet, bud?
It's about
Share.
about that far away from only Dan starting.
You really are.
Small rod with a dad bod,
Jeez.
or something like that.
It's backwards.
Somebody else took that video. I don't have it.
Womp womp womp.
Of a dad bod with a small rod. What?
No, the video of whatever. The video of whatever Rain said
Oh yeah.
last week. That
Well, I'll figure it out when
needed
I
to get
fucking edit
clipped
that
and-
episode.
Yeah.
was hysterical.
No, it was the one I was on.
It was.
And what? So just to, you can probably cut this out later if you want to. But why did you release them out of order? Why did you do Donnie's before the ones that were actually?
I don't really know.
Okay, I just didn't know if there was a reason for it.
We were talking about it. I was like, well, I'll just do the one that you did.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, you might as well just back pocket all the bullshit episodes.
So, okay,
But the problem is some of it leads into
Yeah,
some of the
you're
shit we
right.
were talking about, though.
I guess.
sorta.
I
Yeah.
guess.
No,
We really
not
live
really.
without
Actually,
that
if you think about it.
information, though?
Well, but we missed the whole announcement of her being pregnant because that's in one of the Rain episodes.
Yeah, that
Marisol's pregnant
Surprise! It's like
and
I've been-
engaged.
What? When did
it's
that
like
happen?
It's like I've been bitching about being pregnant for the last 2 weeks. Because I can finally bitch about it now. It's not a secret.
Righto. Yep.
I was wrong. I thought we did release the episode with Rain that I was on, but we didn't.
No.
I could have told you that.
Yeah.
I did.
That
I don't
episode-
believe anything you
I
say.
actually did tell you that.
That episode could get back pocketed. I don't think there's anything we need to know from there.
The first one.
The first.
Yeah. The second one wasn't bad.
No, that's what it was
we-
kind of
we
supposed to
were
be
kinda
mine.
like
We did kind of
paranormal shit.
Right,
into it, yeah.
I led that one, and I was like, let me ask questions to give us an actual episode, not just us bullshitting, you know?
Yeah. So yeah,
I thought the first one with Rain was pretty good.
it wasn't bad. I'm not saying any of the episodes with Rain were bad. Although the one with that was like 3 hours long, I don't know. Apparently the FBI didn't want me to post it or something.
Oh, the very first one that she
Yeah.
Wasn't that the one with Logan and Rain?
Yes, before Logan left.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have it somewhere.
You just can't download it or update it.
For some reason I can't upload it.
It's in the cloud.
To cloud.
It's living somewhere.
Speaking of living somewhere, depending if Lupe does this the right way, you guys heard Logan in our last episode.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I would imagine
we were talking.
from today on.
We were talking about how he would prefer to get med boarded instead of waterboarded.
Yeah.
Yes.
Transition, go,
I don't-
transition, go.
And on that note, no, I'm kidding. I don't.
Talking about how he masturbates for 5 hours.
Jesus Christ.
We
No, somebody masturbates him.
Oh, yeah.
For 5 hours.
While being waterboarded.
What's his name? Jaquan?
Okan.
Oh, Okan.
Jake Wan.
Hold on. Are we doing a whole nother episode?
No, I tried giving her the transition.
Bullshit a little bit.
Right.
It wouldn't be an episode if we just
Yeah.
went straight
No,
into
seriously.
the episode.
You're right.
It wouldn't
right.
be us.
Yeah.
True,
Well,
true,
We
true.
have to get through the initial 10 minutes of bullshit, and then we can jump into the
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
So about waterboarding, hey.
I need to re-mentally prepare myself to do this.
So NOLA was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see you came back with new ink.
I did. I have a penguin on my calf.
How the
Is there a reason for the penguin?
Yes, it's a matching tattoo of my girlfriend.
Wow.
But is there a
I
reason for the penguin?
Matching tattoos.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I heard this story. I know this story.
Because of the pebble? They give each other a
Yes.
pebble?
I know that story.
So I have a regular penguin, just a regular emperor penguin on my leg,
Uh-huh.
and she has a penguin on hers, and it has the pebble.
Ah.
Because when penguins mate, they mate for life.
Yep. And
Yeah.
they give each other pebbles.
Yes.
Because you had to comment on my otter and be all cringe, and it got weird, and
Was I drunk?
I don't know.
What otter?
Wait, is that the one? The otters they hold hands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you slid up and you told me the whole thing about the penguin, and
Oh,
it
yeah,
got all
yeah.
cringy and awkward.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I'm done
I
now.
was like, yeah, we're done with this conversation.
He does that sometimes,
I do.
I think you were sober. So that was
especially if
even
you go out to eat with him.
Oh, shit.
better. No, yeah. 'cause
And now the board is
Logan-
fucked up because he spit
Oh
his
my
beer
God.
over it.
So, Don and I go out to fucking,
That's the worst. I don't know why I asked him to do it.
we go to fucking eat at, where do we go? What the fuck is the place called?
That we just went to?
Yeah.
Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks.
Never been there.
So Twin Peaks is like Hooters, but not as bad. Like
It's weirdly TGI Fridays meets I don't know.
Hooters.
yeah, TGI Friday meets Hooters. Yes.
Yeah.
Like yeah, whatever. Anyway.
I went to one in Florida.
Anyway, I'm in a 100% committed relationship. I love my girlfriend, the whole 9 yards. First off, this girl reminded me of somebody I couldn't put my finger on. That sounded really
Whoa.
bad.
She reminded you of someone you couldn't put your finger on.
Yikes.
At least I said on and not in. But
This time.
so at first she was super kind of shy taking our order and everything like that. But at the end of the fucking after we ate and everything like that, she was joking around with us and everything. Super cool. And I said the dumbest dad joke.
Dear God.
And I'm like, I look at Don, and Don's shaking his head. I'm like, I'm so sorry. And I even apologized to her. I'm like, I'm so sorry. That was such a dad joke. And what did she get you another fucking margarita or some shit like that? Or sorry, margarita on the rock.
That's a great name. Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. And I ordered another Modelo. And she comes back and she gives us our food. She's like, don't worry about it. She was joking around and she's like, I love dad jokes. She's like, don't worry about it, what you said. I'm like, okay. And Don goes, I can't fucking take you anywhere. I'm like, I didn't do it on purpose.
Saying okay is bad?
No,
No,
the
the
whole
dad
dad
joke.
joke.
Oh, what was the dead
Stop
joke?
watching your phone and you'll hear the
Yeah,
story.
seriously, what the fuck?
you'd think
can't
you'd
go
learn
out with
from
Logan
me.
because he dresses like a dad. So.
But what was the dad joke, though?
I don't remember.
Damn it.
It was just something stupid.
Could have made the story better.
Oh, it was.
Sometimes I think I have to remind Lupe that they're also working for tips. So
Yeah. It was something.
So you're saying strippers don't really like me?
She goes, I don't know who, because we split the bill. She goes, I don't know whose is whose. She goes, well, it's all right. I was like, it's all right. I was like, I can do mine for free. It was something stupid like that.
Yep.
And Don immediately said, I can't fucking take you anywhere. And I didn't, okay, I was not flirting, for one. I was not flirting. But I guess from an outside perspective, it could have looked like that. But that was not the case.
Was he drinking?
Yes.
Then he was not
I was
flirting.
already, 3 or 4 in? And tall.
Then he
boys
was
at
not
that.
flirting. He was just finally being natural and normal instead of stuck up and scared of girls.
But yeah, and then earlier that day I got rear-ended.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
what was his name?
Yeah.
I don't remember, but his bumper was on the floor. Ground. Yeah, no, I was going to Starved Rock. I was going to Starved Rock earlier that day with Carissa and her son. And we stopped at a gas station, to get snacks and water and shit like that for the hike. And I'm pulling out of the gas station, all of a sudden, boom! I get fucking slammed.
Jesus.
I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I jump out of the car, and this dude, he's every bit of Marisol's age. He's young. He immediately starts apologizing. Like, he looks scared. He's like, I'm so sorry. It was totally my fault. That's all he kept saying. He's like, I'm sorry, and it was my fault. I look at the back of my Jeep to make sure I didn't have any damage.
Right.
0 damage. Gotta love metal bumpers.
Yep.
I look at his minivan, and there's a bumper on the ground. I'm like, no damage on my car? I was like, look, man, I'm going to do you a solid. I'm leaving. He's like, I'll buy her a new bumper. You're fine. And I left.
I'll buy her a new bumper?
Yeah, because it was his girlfriend's car, I guess. And I was all right, peace out. 2 days later, the next day, I was so sore. I was fucking
Really?
so my
You got
back.
hit that hard?
Oh yeah, yeah. I had minor whiplash for sure. Like my neck, my shoulder, my back.
Your back.
My neck and my back.
I knew where that was going.
Yeah, I was hurting. I made sure they were okay at first when we got rear-ended. But the first thing I did when we got rear-ended, I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. That was the first thing that came out of my mouth because you know my history with accidents.
Yep.
And I look at Carissa and I look at her son. I go, are you guys okay? They go, yeah, we're fine. Throw my car in park and I jump out of the car. And I think he was just intimidated because I had tattoos.
Yeah, you probably came out hard as hell,
I
too.
was
You're probably pissed, so yeah.
He's got all
was
these
so
piercings and tattoos. He's this short little Mexican guy. What did you think was going to happen?
Oh, damn. Short little Mexican guy, she calls you.
Hey, it's all right.
I can't lie.
Short little Mexican grandpa.
At least I didn't call you old.
I know. I'm seriously going to throw something at his face. But yeah.
Shoot.
Don't take my
So-
line.
So yeah, that was my Monday?
I don't know. All I know is I was not invited to eat with you guys, fuckers.
Monday, right?
And then I find out, Donnie, you guys are all going to go watch Beetlejuice together, and I'm not invited to that either.
Wait, what?
Buy some fucking tickets.
Fuck you guys.
What happened?
I'm quitting the pod.
I didn't get an invite either, so I guess I'm quitting too.
But you're not a guy. We're supposed to do guy things and watch guy movies together. They're going to see Beetlejuice without
It's
me.
a
I hang out with
date.
you guys on a Friday night.
True.
Fuck you.
It's true.
Not only that,
She's got a point.
Don't let him tell you that I'm a guy. No.
It was a date.
I'm
let him tell you
taking
you're a
my
guy.
girlfriend and he's taking somebody else.
And I don't have a wife to take or kids to take to see Beetlejuice either?
No.
I'm lonely. so
Fuck you guys.
My fiance lives 1,000 miles away, so.
Jamie doesn't leave the house. She hates leaving the house. She hates people.
But she's already planned. She wants to go to Beetlejuice so bad. She's counting down the days till it comes out.
She hates people, though.
She does hate people, but she loves movies.
I'll send you what seats we're
Okay,
sitting in.
there you go.
You can
See?
buy your own
Fuck you. I don't got to invite myself to your shit.
No, you didn't
The
invite
bar-
yourself. He
did
invited you.
like that? Was that you that I saw that liked that? The bar that's
Yes.
doing that? I'm going.
The theme bar in Chicago.
No, it's in Joliet.
It's in Joliet.
That's what I said in Joliet.
Wait, what's going on?
A
Beetlejuice
pop-up
theme bar.
Beetlejuice bar.
At On the Rocks in Joliet.
Is that where Logan's birthday party was at? No, you weren't
No,
around for that.
it was
Yeah,
that
never
was
mind.
at Anthony's.
Yes, you're right. When he turned 21.
Yes, I was not around.
Yes, you weren't around for that yet.
I was invited for that, but I was working.
His other girlfriend was there, Brianna, or
That was the night they broke up.
Bree. Not Brianna. No, I'm trying to think of what's her name. The one
You
that,
don't say that. You don't
No,
say his other
not-
girlfriend.
No, I was trying to be a smartass and I said the wrong name.
What do you mean?
The one that doesn't want you guys to
Oh,
be.
Lily.
Yeah, that's it.
No, but yeah, that was the night that him and
How
Bree
did you
broke
get Brianna from Lily?
up. Bree is his ex-girlfriend's name.
No, Brianna's the ex-girlfriend. Bree's the girl that's got a baby now,
Yes.
right? So there's like all these Bree names. So
I don't know where Lily came from that and all of that, but yes, Brianna was there on his 21st birthday. That was the night they broke up.
she was not there.
Oh, maybe that was because they broke up.
Yeah,
I thought
they were broken up before then. Because it was before she went back to school, and September 28th is already back in school.
This was Logan's response to that.
the don't hit the pregnant.
No.
The
Oh,
rock and roll one.
Yeah.
What'd he say?
Good
Good
God.
God.
Yeah. No, yeah, they were already broken up.
I was told that they broke up on his birthday.
Well, maybe like it was official, but he came there alone, and
I'm not gonna text. That's a really weird question.
no.
Never mind.
But he came alone, and
I mean, yeah, I think he came alone, but I think that has a little bit to do with the fact that they did break up.
oh, well, I think he would have been in a worse mood. He was in a great mood that
To
day.
be he was drunk.
Not right away, though.
They were
Anyways,
on and off for so long.
Who cares?
Mad.
You are around, and you are
We're
staying.
getting married,
Yes.
so I mean...
Yes, and you are my favorite person he's ever been with.
Aw.
Ever. I mean, I said that the first week I think I met you. Like, I think I remember saying about that like you were awesome. So it works.
And again, who else is going to hang out with you guys on a Friday night?
No, usually nobody. That's why we hang out with each other.
That's my point.
And even sometimes I still double think it.
Where did they fucking go?
I don't know. I'm waiting to start this episode,
Right.
though. I'm tired.
I'm going to start my episode without
Do
him
it.
in a minute here. No, that feels wrong.
Right.
No, it doesn't.
When our least favorite host with the most isn't here yet.
I'm saying.
I caught what you did.
I'm excited, but like honestly, I'm so nervous.
Are you sure it's not Guantanamo Bay?
I swear.
There's
to God,
nothing
it's
to be
not.
nervous about.
I swear.
We're just waiting on you so she can start.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just.
No, you're not fine.
Oh, okay. I thought it was fine, but it's whatever. No, yeah, like I would be lying if I said I wasn't like a little bit nervous. It's not that like.
That's normal because I was the same way when I did my first actual episode.
I'm not like the thing is like I just like I don't speak well. I bullshit really well, but like when it has to be like about something like specific, I just like I don't.
We'll be the we'll let the thinkers be the judge of
Yeah,
that. Let's see if someone
seriously.
puts on our Facebook page. I think we should do all Danny episodes.
When I tell you that I had to like write word for word like exactly what I was gonna say because like that's just how I first saw this going.
That's what I do.
Really?
Yeah.
You like script out everything
Oh yeah,
you're gonna say.
absolutely.
And all that. And
I'll even script out to the point where I'm like, oh yeah, he's a piece of shit.
I literally there's parts where it's like in parentheses and I'm like, oh yeah. It's like my side thoughts while I'm writing and I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna throw that one in there if we think about it. No, but okay, so I don't think you were down here when I asked like Donnie and Dan. Get different names.
Seriously.
Let's see.
Grandpa Dan and Ron Don Bon Jovi.
I'm not doing that either. That takes even more time.
Donnie Rowe.
No. You guys just need different names. I don't
DJ
know.
Rossi.
It's Don and Dan. That's not hard to do.
Are you serious?
Have you ever tried to say it fast?
Yes, it fast.
I fucking hate you. Fuck. And I do the
Talk
dad
about
jokes.
dad jokes. Yeah. I know where Logan gets it from. Now.
Logan's been practicing his whole life to be a dad. Wait a minute.
And with that being said, you can find us on all your major podcast platforms. There is no episode for today. It's getting rescheduled. See you all back here next week.
That was awesome.
And Don's thoroughly amused.
Yeah, what?
Don hates us right now.
Well, that, and I also just realized I had a scheduling conflict.
Oh, no. You're supposed to nap for 30 minutes, not 35.
No. Play Call of Duty or something.
No, it actually has to do with the day of that movie.
Oh.
You're going to have to give Dan your tickets.
Wah, wah.
Or you're going to have to move shit around because you know somebody's going to be traveling from Michigan.
Ooh.
That's tough.
So, waterboarding.
I didn't even get there yet.
Don's going to get waterboarded as soon as he mentions that fucking scheduling issue.
Yeesh. I don't want to be on the other end of that conversation. Anywho. No, but you weren't down here. Like, have you, like, what do you know about, like, haunted houses? Like, not, like, paranormal, legitimately haunted houses, but, you know, like the...
They're dumb because I jump too easily.
Like the theatrical, like
Halloween
entertainment
haunted
stuff.
houses.
I know quite a few. I mean, the one I know for sure, other than McKamey Manor,
That's what you're doing, isn't it?
I figured as much, is the whole there was a situation where there was a... This is why I run when I hear chainsaws. Because there was an actual person that actually pulled an actual chainsaw
What?
out and, it killed a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking...
So yeah, no, I mean like that's legitimate. Like that's a legitimate fear. I wasn't saying
The chainsaws don't scare me, though. Like, when I hear them,
That, I hear a chainsaw, I'm gone.
I laugh
kind
at
of
them.
power tool, dude. I'm out.
No, I laugh at them when I see those at haunted house. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, until that fucking chainsaw fucking cuts your arm off.
Well, then, by that time, I'd get afraid.
Fuck that. I'm running.
Yeah, sure, okay, whatever.
Never see a fat man run so fast.
Still won't.
Until you
It'll be
throw
a
a ceramic
It'll
dog
be a
in the air.
walk.
Ceramic dog?
Hey, shout out to our very first episode. Am I muted?
No.
Fuck, it sounded like I was muted.
So, back to Marisol.
Yeah, sorry.
What do we know about haunted house?
But yeah, so I mean, have you guys ever heard of like an extreme haunted house before?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, so two of you already know what I'm going to talk about.
No, is that the one that we were reading about where you got to sign the waivers
Yes.
And they legitimately torture.
like they shave your head and they do shit like that to you and
They
stuff?
can
Yeah.
pull the fingernails off your fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've read about it a little bit, but when I get that far, I'm like, no, fuck that. Why would anybody even want to do that?
I was going to say, have you guys ever like dug deep into it?
Well,
or?
actually,
No.
there was a woman who did it twice. Did you know about that?
Do we know like what do you mean?
There was a documentary
Oh
around
yeah.
this
The
girl.
Hulu documentary that came out and everything.
Yeah.
And Marissa, and she's done it 4 times.
Shut the fuck up. Why?
Well, I think the first 2 times were when she did the
Extreme
tour in San
BDSM.
Diego. And then I know, like, I don't know if you guys know, like, that it relocated to Tennessee.
Yes.
And there's a second location in Alabama now. But I mean, we'll go like
I know very little about it.
order and everything for some of us that have never heard of this thing before.
I've heard of it. I just didn't do any. So this is why this is interesting.
But I think she did another like tour when it relocated to Tennessee, and then another like the 4th one, and I'm gonna put heavy quotes on the 4th one because I don't think it was an actual tour. And like it does all make sense like later down the road, but like the 4th one was very much just like, I need your help to do something to make some kind of viral video to like put me back on the map because I'm losing my claim to
interesting.
fame kind of
Yeah.
situation.
Okay.
And like the black hole, like the rabbit hole that I fell into on YouTube over the last week is unreal.
And you being pregnant, I'm sure. I'm probably surprised that you didn't throw up at least 3 times.
No, I've been watching these videos since I was in like 8th grade, freshman year, maybe.
She fits in so well in this podcast because I was doing the same thing.
I used to watch Faces of Death,
Yes, Faces of Death.
and then I found out they were all fake.
Really?
Yes, because it wasn't real shit.
Fall asleep listening to, true crime.
I mean, I grew up going on fucking Rotten.com.
I never did that.
BME Pain Olympics.
Oh,
Don't know what that is.
Run the gauntlet.
2 girls,
another
1 cup.
Oh, nope.
okay. Now,
That's not the same thing. These are not the same thing. Although I do think for a while that was part of Run the Gauntlet.
I was
But
gonna say I thought we were talking about awful videos.
What's Run the Gauntlet?
it's this series of like
I thought he was
I
gonna
can't
ask
remember if
what's
it
2
was
girls,
like,
1 cup.
I don't get paid enough to explain that. But
Blue Waffle.
You get
Anybody
paid?
search up that? Yeah, wait, what?
When the fuck did we get ice cream?
But Run the Gauntlet, it was, I can't remember if it was like 10 or 20 videos, but it was this like compilation of videos, and as you like start, they like get increasingly more like disturbing, uncomfortable, like violent. And I think like the last video used to be for a while, like if you were there like when it first started, it was like a guy quite literally killing himself.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even get past 2 girls, 1 cup. I'd start there and be like, nope, off right now.
Oh, no.
No, you have to like go in order. Like it won't unlock the next video for
That's
you.
what I'm saying, though. Whenever that one would be, I would be stopping right there.
Fuck.
It wasn't pleasant.
Well, did you run the gauntlet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see, I've never done that.
I don't know if it's still up or not, but
Probably not. I know Rotten.com is not up, and Rotten.com was actual autopsy photos.
Oh, I had a friend whose mom worked in the police station. I got all those anyways.
I fucking loved it. That's how like I actually seen the Tupac autopsy video pictures. I seen a dude that was doing squats. And it was like 1,500 pounds, and his asshole came out of his ass.
Ew.
Yeah, it was fucking like there was so many like this very disturbing, and then I went on to a whole other rabbit hole when the whole fucking Al Qaeda was fucking chopping people's heads off and shit like that.
I remember when that was a thing.
Yeah, that was fucking nuts.
I was young though, like when that.
I'm sure you were. You're probably at the very most 7 years old.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that though. Like not too like once I got to like grade like middle school ish.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember hearing about that. I don't know that those like videos were still in like
Oh,
circulation.
I seen
then, but,
fucking them hanging Saddam.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Pretty sure one of the Gauntlet videos was that like one guy, one jar.
Yeah.
Oh
yes.
my god.
No idea what that
Oh.
is. I guess I don't.
Well,
want to.
you're imagining 2 girls, 1 cup, right?
Yeah.
Let's imagine 1 guy, 1 jar.
So it's the same thing, just one guy instead of 2 girls.
One I can imagine.
a little
would be
bit more
a little
bloody.
bit more painful.
Yeah.
Oh, is it inserted?
Well.
It
Okay, I don't want to hear anymore. That's fine.
Attempted.
Don't worry. All right, we're good. We're good.
On today's episode of How Do We Make Dan Uncomfortable,
Ugh.
you just missed out on a real era. Honestly,
Yeah.
like all of the unbelievable things that circulate the internet
Seriously.
was like.
Yeah, when that shit was all like, I was too old for that stuff already. It was. My formative years were behind me. If you guys were
You
like
were probably-
12, 13, I was 23 having Logan.
I was gonna say you were probably a parent at this
Yep.
point, and that
Yeah.
just wasn't even.
I think
yeah.
I was at the very most 17 years old, 18 at the very most.
Oh, yeah, so I was 27.
Yeah, when I
then.
started finding out about all this stuff, I was maybe like 11, 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was way past that looking for weird shit on the internet stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well past.
Well, again, like I said, let's say the internet got big, late 90s?
Late 90s, early 2000s,
So
yeah.
I turned 21 in 99. So I was already like working full time and
yeah,
doing
you were
shit.
working full time.
Whatever.
You were able to buy alcohol, every single thing. Yeah. Our alcohol was the internet.
Right, so that's what I say. I wasn't like when we
didn't
joke
have
about me
anybody
saying
to
weird
do.
shit.
Right.
My fun time before I hit 21 was going to my cousin's house who had AOL online,
Mm-hmm.
and then he would fall asleep and I'd stay up like chatting like AS check.
ASL.
Yeah.
And
And,
so,
like-
Omegle, the years of Omegle when that was a thing.
See, Omegle was just past probably mine in his time.
Yeah.
So that was more your era.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Omegle,
watched those
remember.
funny videos on TikTok, Omegle of the Kermit the Frog.
the Frog.
Yeah.
We're talking about more AIM or Yahoo Messenger.
Whatever. Same concept. It was.
Yeah, no,
it was
yeah.
basically just chatting with random people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had
And
some-
it's so funny because like the ASL thing, like that's still stuck. Like
Age, sex, and location.
I had freaked a girl out once. It was weird.
Of course you
Like,
did.
no, I was 17 or 18, 19, whatever. And I said something like, I said, either you're funny or you're goofy or whatever I said. And she's like, goodbye. And I'm like, what is going on here? She goes, nope. She goes, I know who you are already. I'm like, what? She goes, you're some creepy guy that's been following me for a while. I'm like, okay. And she literally like logged off because I said something, some word, like either you're a goofball or something.
it
triggered
might have
her.
been like a trigger.
Yeah, and something that she thought I was someone else. I'm like, all right, this is weird. And then, again, since the internet was so new to me, I'm like, what are you talking about? Someone following you around? Like, okay, I'm just trying to bullshit with people on here. I'm at my cousin's house. I'm like, all right, whatever.
I don't know.
And
But
it
anyway.
stuck with me. It stuck with me for like 30 years now. It's stuck with me. Like, I can't believe I freaked some weird.
I know the one site that really started getting
I already
people
know
on
what you're
lists
about to
is
say.
the Anarchy Cookbook.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't know what that is either.
Anarchist Cookbook
Anarchist Cookbook.
I
I
heard
was,
about that one.
I was
never
all
really-
over
is a
that.
website where you can go on and learn how to build bombs and
Yes,
Bombs, pipe
that's what it was.
bombs.
I
Jesus.
forgot
Oh,
about
yeah.
that.
That was on
I like it
Krasinski's
sounded familiar. I remember
search history, I
hearing
think.
about it, but
the Unabomber.
Oh, I thought you were... Oh, yeah. Yep.
Krasinski, is that his name?
That and Columbine.
Yeah.
That's how they made the pipe bombs and stuff like that.
Fun.
so the rabbit hole we're all gonna go down today.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, for
Sure.
real this time.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. Well, anyway, so like I started watching like, which I think is the craziest part is that they would like film all of their tours and like release them to YouTube, and it's like especially as a kid, like, yes, like YouTube like age restricts videos, but all you have to do is click and see
Yeah.
I'm over the age of
Yeah.
18. So it's like, are you really age restricting it? Or so it's like, it's wild to me that stuff can just be like out there for the public. But like it is, and it's terrifying. But again, here's me, you know, 13, 14-year-old Marisol just laying in bed watching these to fall asleep at night because I'm so fucking curious about what is going on here. Like, tell me you grew up with a really weird childhood without telling me you grew up really. I don't really know. I grew up with issues, so.
I grew up with issues.
But anyways, so I stumbled across like these videos. I must have.
No, you didn't stumble across. You actively seek them.
Well, listen. I have a feeling it
Linda.
probably had something to do with like I was like watching like haunted house walkthroughs and it like fell into like one of those, and then I was like, oh shit, what is this, right? And so this place, McKamey Manor, it advertises itself as an extreme haunted attraction and a quote-unquote survival horror challenge, right? So, like, according to their official website, it says, quote, "Be warned, McKamey Manor is not your standard boo haunt. This is an audience participation event in which you will live your own horror movie. This is a rough, intense, and truly frightening experience. You must be in great health, in all capital letters, to participate." Like, heavy emphasis on great health. And it like continues on to say, "Understand that each tour will be different based upon your personal fears and can last up to 6 hours."
Jesus.
Yep.
And from a lot of things that like I read later on, I read some mixed things where it was like anywhere between 6 and 10 hours was like the longest tour that's ever happened. But then I also heard from somebody that like on average, most people don't make it. Like the median was like 8 seconds at one point.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah. So, and then it says each guest will be mentally and physically challenged until you reach your personal breaking point. So it was originally located in San Diego, California, but in 2017 was relocated to Somerton, Tennessee. And the reasoning for this was supposedly due to Russ McKamey's split from his ex-wife at the time. I'm going to emphasize the word supposedly, because I also read and heard from other sources that it may have also had a lot to do with the fact that it was driven out of San Diego because so many people were against what was happening.
Wow.
And, like, just keep that back pocketed in your brain, because eventually we'll get back to, like, what happens, like, on the actual tours and everything. But, I mean, like, best place to start is, like, how you even get into this place. So...
Front door.
Well,
Actually...
Oh, shit.
No. Actually, it's quite a while before you even reach the front door.
All right.
And and I don't even think they're well, it'll make more sense later.
Okay.
But like, so allegedly, there are somewhere between 17,000 and 20,000 plus people that are on a wait list to get into the manor at a time.
Jesus.
yeah.
Which, I don't know. I have a really hard time accepting that there are really 20,000 individuals that are going to sit on a wait list to get into this.
I don't. There's some sick fucking
Yeah.
people.
I'm not
really
saying that
is.
there's not, but we're really going to say like 20 plus thousand people.
Well, when you think about how many people are in the world,
Like 7 billion, yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
some fucked up people, you're right.
I don't know.
But they
But-
could be hyping their numbers up to make it look better than it is, so.
Yeah. So 17,000 to 20,000 people at a time. We're gonna kind of bounce like back and forth between like two different like times. So
Okay.
like there's like the early haunt, which was basically like 2012 to like 2016, and then kind of everything that happens like 2017 and beyond.
Okay.
So I don't mean to interrupt you, but
But you did.
do you explain?
But you did it anyways.
Yeah, you don't mean to, but you totally did it.
Do you explain like how much it quote unquote costs?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Never mind.
Yeah, and the prize and all of that
Yes,
kind of... Yeah, oh,
yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
I
okay.
went all the way
Okay,
down the
okay.
rabbit hole.
I'm excited because I love this.
I'm hoping that, like, even though, like, you guys already kind of knew what this was going into it, that you guys still learned something, at least. or like hear something different.
Try me.
And even if they don't, it's for the thinkers out there.
The goal is to teach everybody something.
Yes.
You gotta learn something new every day.
Yeah.
But so in
By the way, I'm on that waiting list. I'm one of the 20,000.
Interrupted.
Danny likes to do that.
I know. I was prepared for him. I don't mean to interrupt, but
Hey, at least I said that.
I don't.
That doesn't help.
No.
But anyways, so like in the early days, the way that like you got onto this wait list was there was a Facebook group you had to join, and there would be like posts that would come out, and it would say like, hey, someone dropped out of their tour for today. Or hey, someone dropped out of their tour tomorrow. I have openings. First people to comment can have it. Which is like a crazy ask, like when you think about it. Like
Right.
people are gonna hop on flights and get there like
Oh, yeah.
overnight to
100%.
do this tour. Or like same day kind of flight situation. Like that's crazy. But so now like there's a way like you sign up through the website and then you get a message back whether or not you get approved. And for having a 17,000 to 20,000 people wait list, I heard the story of somebody that went through that applied through the website and got a message back in an hour. So are we just beefing the numbers?
Yeah.
Or...
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't say anything. Yeah, go ahead.
But so then back then the next thing you had to do was like you go through this phone call, FaceTime call with Russ McKamey, who is the owner of McKamey Manor, to discuss like what all is going to happen the day of the tour. And back then in the early days around like 2014, the waiver was only 2 pages long. And it was like a general liability waiver saying like, hey, there's going to be strobe lights. There's going to be like actors touching you, pushing you around. Like
Some light torture.
no, nothing. Like it was very like emphasized that like it was nothing out of like the general like liability waiver that you would see doing anything else. Like you go skydiving and it's like, hey, there's a chance you might die. Nobody
Right.
intends to die
Right.
skydiving, but you know, just in case you do, can't sue us. It's not our
Right.
fault.
Right.
But there was nothing that like stuck out as red flags at this point. And I think that the most like extreme thing was that like the actors could like tie you up was like the weirdest thing that came out on that waiver. But now, according to the website, like in order to be able to get in, you have to be 21 years or older or 18 to 20 with a parent approval. Back then it was just 18 and older. You need to have a completed sports physical and a doctor's letter stating that you're cleared mentally and physically.
Wow.
Yeah. So, like, that emphasis on, like, great health, they were not joking about that. You must have a background check completed by, like, the people that run the manor. Yeah. You have to be screened via phone FaceTime call, which isn't any different from that part, at least. And you must provide proof of medical insurance. You have to pass a portable drug test on the day of the show. And last but certainly not least, you must sign an incredibly detailed 40-page waiver.
40 pages.
Yes. And I found pictures of the leaked waiver.
Oh,
Really?
nice.
It's not the full leaked waiver, but there were a couple pages that got leaked, so I
Oh,
have those
nice.
so that like
I
I can
wouldn't-
tell you
I wouldn't
guys
wanna
like,
do
what's
it.
actually on there.
I wouldn't want to do it just because I wouldn't feel like filling out 40 fucking pages.
You know what's so funny?
I have to read a novel
next
to get in
point-
this motherfucker?
The next point, you would think that hearing all of this would be enough to scare people out of the whole
Yeah.
situation. Like, all the hoops you have to jump through just to
Right.
get into this place. Like, if that wasn't enough to be like, is it worth it? Like,
Yeah.
because that's what I would be thinking. Like, you're gonna make me jump through all these fucking hoops to maybe get in.
You
Yeah.
got those thrill junkies
No.
out there.
But
Yeah, you're right. You do.
this new 40-page waiver that they have, allows actors to waterboard you, pull teeth, pull nails, cut hair, feed you random things, etc., etc. Moral of the story is that it's a lot more intense than it used to be. And included in that 40-page waiver is also an NDA saying that if you talk about your experience after the fact, there's I believe it was $50,000, or it was $50,000 or $500,000 like agreement.
Did you say pull teeth?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and nails.
And for those thinkers who don't know what an NDA is, it's a non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah. But yeah, let me
Podcast
find
trip to
the
McKamey
screenshots
Manor.
of the- No. Absolutely not.
Hell
I mean, maybe just to see the house.
to the hell no.
Which is basically all it is now, is just a house.
Yeah.
But, you know. So there were two different versions of the waiver, like, of the new waiver, at least, that came out, like, this whole 40-page whatever, yada yada, that came out. And the first one, so some of the stuff that's on there is, participant understands that they may incur injuries from falling props in the event that they become unstable during the tour. Participants fully understand and agrees that they can come in contact with carbon monoxide poisoning
Jesus.
with regard to artificial fog.
Oh, okay.
Participant fully understands and agrees that once participant enters McKamey Manor, there is no quitting unless serious physical or psychological injury is present.
Bullshit.
Mind you, you have to agree to all of these things to get in. Participant fully understands that injuries may occur during their tour of McKamey Manor, which may include but not limited to head, neck, and back injuries, death, stroke, traumatic brain injury, brain aneurysms, cerebral or retinal hemorrhage. Whoa, that turned my Siri on. I didn't like that. Subdural hematoma, loss of consciousness, whiplash, harmful heart reactions, nausea, headache, dizziness, lacerations, broken or sprained bones, torn ligaments, bleeding wounds, scrapes and or cuts, heat stroke or drowning, and does not hold McKamey Manor responsible.
Fuck you. Drowning.
Participant fully understands and agrees that being scared, having a panic attack, etc. does not count as a serious injury. Participant fully understands and agrees that their tour may include the use of hypodermic needles, zappers, tasers, or dog shot collars.
Fuck you again.
Participant fully understands and agrees that they may be crushed in a pit by various objects. I'm waiting for Dan reaction every time.
I'm just having
So am
fun
I. Have
looking
you
at his
noticed I
face.
paused every time? Participant fully understands and agrees that various fluids such as food coloring, grease, theatrical blood, or other liquids may be placed in participants' mouths. It is participants' responsibility not to swallow these fluids.
Okay. Food coloring, no big deal, whatever.
Or other liquids.
Yeah.
You understand that they don't specify what other
Yeah.
liquids are, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's one version of the waiver that came out. There's another version of the waiver came out that this one's a little bit harder to read, so bear with me here. And says, participant agrees that if selected, they could be buried alive under 12 feet of dirt and rock, to which they will have a limited amount of air, and they will have to figure out how to escape, and they could possibly breathe in a significant amount of dust, dirt, and or foreign objects that may cause death if participant does not breathe properly or hold their breath at the right time.
Well, that's fucking stupid. That can kill you for sure.
And that's why you're signing this waiver.
And an NDA.
The fuck?
Participant agrees to partake, if selected to participate, in a height stunt that involves walking a plank 25 feet above the ground without a safety
And for
net.
those reasons, I'm out.
Oh, I didn't even get to the best parts yet.
Shit. Heights alone? I bet you there's something with spiders in there, too.
That's the least of your worries.
Right.
Yeah, honestly.
You wish
Yeah.
the spiders were the biggest thing.
Participant agrees that if selected, they will come in contact with a variety of live poisonous animals. It is the participant's responsibility not to panic or agitate the animals.
Oh, yeah.
If participant is bitten, it is because the participant made a sudden movement within a confined, secured environment.
I think you're just aggravating him now.
It's the participant's fault for making a move.
I know, but I love it. Isn't it great? Participant agrees and acknowledges that they are responsible whether they quit an activity or not for bringing all the equipment and materials back to the van. Participant acknowledges and agrees to be submerged in 60 feet of open water. Participant acknowledges and agrees that their breathing apparatus will be removed and that it is participants' responsibility to make their way to the surface on their own. If done incorrectly, there is a real chance of participant drowning or receiving decompression sickness, which can cause permanent injury or even death.
Decompression, I've heard about that's just painful.
It's horrible.
Oh. 60 feet. Can you really make it to the surface without fucking...
Yeah.
without decompressing yourself?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 60 feet's not that deep.
Oh, okay.
I think that whole situation. I think it's over 100 feet.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but I know.
Quoted.
Quoted.
I know when. Actually, I'm gonna stop recording that. I know when Gary and Nikki were doing the
Training.
the
Scuba.
underwater scuba training.
you
Thank
scuba?
you,
Do
thank
you
you.
scuba?
The scuba
You know what
training.
scuba
I
stands
think
for?
it's
Yes.
Do you?
I've heard it before. Couldn't remember it now, but I've heard it before.
something underwater.
Breathing apparatus.
Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
Yes.
Cool.
Go team. We got it.
Lupe
yeah,
missed
60
like
feet's really
3
not bad.
somethings before underwater.
You missed 2 and you got breathing apparatus and that was it. Together you
Said
were
something
close.
underwater. One underwater breathing apparatus.
Together
I
you
got
were
Uba.
almost there.
I got Uba.
I got buh.
Actually, he got buh.
So I could do 20 feet. I know because Carrie's pool is 10 foot deep, so I can start up top. I get all the way to the bottom of the top without losing my air. So I can do 20 feet. I could probably do 60.
I should have been recording that.
You can't recreate that one. There's
I
no
know, there's
redoing that.
No. It really isn't.
You guys ready for me to finish this?
Yes,
slide
I wanna hear more of this
waiver?
shit.
Yeah? Okay. Okay. Participant acknowledges and agrees that it is 100% the participant's responsibility to use the safe phrase if they feel they are suffering from any bodily injury, from any mental impairment, or if the tour becomes too much for a participant in any way.
Okay. That
Interesting. Keep that in mind.
Can I see your sandal real quick?
You are not fucking hitting me with a chancla.
Participant understands and agrees that they will absolutely get cuts, severe bruising, and or swelling due to open-handed striking on their face and other physical contact, which could result in black eye and possible rope burns in the face, neck, arms, hands, legs, or feet.
All right.
Participant agrees to and understands that they might come in contact with electrical stimulation. Participant understands for the specific show only, the participant is being offered a safe phrase. It is up to the participant to use this phrase due to their weakness if they feel they need such a weak precaution as a safe phrase.
But didn't they say earlier you can't quit at all unless you are really hurt, blah, 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 blah,
The
blah?
old waiver.
Oh, the old waiver. Okay.
This one they actually let you quit because,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know what the safe phrase is.
pineapples.
No,
Never pineapples.
you actually, if I remember correctly, I don't
It's
know if you
like-
have it. You actually decide on a safe
Yeah.
phrase beforehand.
I think most people, it's like Russ McKamey, beat me up, took my lunch money, and I didn't make it through I didn't make it through the haunted house because I failed. I don't know. It's something.
So even when you quit, you get belittled.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's all on video.
Nice.
Last two, okay. Participant agrees and understands that it is quite possible that they may come in contact with raw sewage. And participant agrees that their entire tour will be viewed by a live audience in Las Vegas, the Philippines, and or Thailand, that they will act appropriately.
All right. Act appropriately.
So Danny, do you want to do this or?
Fuck yeah, let's go.
What the No!
Sign me up.
I can't. I'm sorry.
I'm in perfect health.
Right.
Okay.
You're right.
I have some issues with that statement.
Hey.
Didn't you have brain surgery or something?
Yeah, so. And 2 back surgeries, and I have plantar fasciitis and a bad knee, and
Perfect health.
sarcasm, Marisol. Learn it.
Right. So anyway, like I said, you would think hearing all of that, the extensive process that you had to go through, that would be enough to scare people out of this whole thing.
Nope, I'll bet you 2 things. Thrill seekers think they can do it. Thing 2, people are like, this is bullshit. This shit ain't gonna happen. They think it's fucking fake.
Yeah, but let me throw one more thing at you,
Okay.
right? There's
Can I
a
throw something at Lupe, please?
No. There's a $20,000 reward for anyone who can complete the tour.
Well, there you go, too.
Yeah, but you need that $20,000 to go through the psychological fucking shit that you.
No,
fucking
and it's so funny that you
go
said
through.
this. Because I said anyone who can complete the tour, but, and this is a huge but, a couple of things. One, nobody has ever completed the tour before. Like, and understandably so, they're 6 to 10 hours long and
Yeah.
supposedly catered to everybody's, like, worst personal fears.
Well, I'll bet you, I don't know if you, like, if you're in there for 6 to 10 hours, you've got to piss and shit. They probably feed you your shit right back to you, I bet.
It's so funny because I watched a video of a girl that went through and somebody asked her, they were like, did you have to pee at all? Like, when
Right.
you were in this, she was like, between everything that was going on this whole time, like, to me while I was in the manor, peeing was the last thing I thought about.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like, there was so much other shit happening that, like, that wasn't even, like, the first thing, like, it wasn't even a thought in her brain.
Yeah, and probably, I guess, if you're not eating and drinking while you're in there, there's nothing to have to come out, so.
Yeah. So, and then the other thing, too, there's no real entrance fee to get in.
I was going to say, does it cost anything?
No.
So it's free to try to win 20K.
It's free, and it's recommended, like, he requests that you donate a bag of dog food. Like, that's it. So, like, with no entrance fee, it's like, where is this money coming from? Because, like, as far as everything that I looked at, and I think I did hear, like, literally today in, like, a completely different video I was watching, is that, like, you can donate money, but it's not, like, advertised to donate money. It's not like, hey, like, we accept donations.
Yeah.
Like, but you can. So, I mean, there was no, like, extra, like, income coming in, and he wasn't working outside of this. He, like, Russ McKamey, he's ex-military. I think he was in the Navy, and he receives, like, an $800 check a month for his service, and that's
Wow,
his money.
So he just got off on torturing people then. That was his payment.
it's extremely low.
That's all you were thinking about is it's not a lot of money.
No, $800 a month.
And I think he was in for 23 years.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, so,
My
like,
government fund the fucking army better.
so, and then, like, the other thing is, too, is
We'll get flagged for this episode.
100%.
Shit, I wish I had my phone.
But his wife that he was with at the time, Carol, I
That bitch
guess,
Carol Baskin.
Baskin.
I saw that coming from a mile away. But I guess she was responsible for, like, a lot of the, like, animatronics and props and, like, all of that stuff that went into the show. So when they divorced, she took all of it with her.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like, now this guy really has nothing, but he's still offering a $20,000
Yeah.
reward for anybody that can finish it. So it's like
So where the hell's he getting money from?
that, or is there even money at all?
That's what I was gonna ask you.
That's the
like,
final torture. You win it thinking you're getting 20K and, haha, I lied to you.
Well, that's the thing, is nobody's ever won it.
Right.
So maybe he has fucking 20K in a fucking briefcase just in case somebody does win it.
But again, though, look at the
We'll get
fucking
back to that. We'll
the
circle
waivers and everything that you can be done to you. All he's got to do is someone's getting air quote close to finishing it and go and snap their neck. Well, you signed a waiver. Sorry.
No. They cannot physically kill you.
Okay, we
Yeah,
dropped
that's
you
still
60 feet
murder,
underwater.
Just because you signed a liability waiver and
Okay,
they
well-
murder you doesn't mean it's not still murder.
we put you 60 feet underwater. There you go. You know, we
If you accidentally die, that's not on us.
exactly. I'm saying they can find a way to make everything look like an
Nobody's
accident.
died. So that's the crazy
Yeah.
thing, is that nobody's ever died. There's been one report of a guy, I can't remember if it was a guy or a girl, I think it was a guy, but he had a heart attack while he was in there.
Rightfully so.
And yeah, exactly, that's what I was thinking. But nobody's ever died. That's the closest that they've ever come, was just this one guy that had a heart attack. So, but like, yeah, so like, it really makes you wonder, like, is there even $20,000? And on top of that, like, is $20,000 actually worth all of that?
Absolutely not.
Cover your doctor. Oh well, I guess they got to prove you have like physical or medical
That
insurance.
doesn't stop people from still going to, like, the emergency room and everything like that afterwards. And medical insurance doesn't cover all of that. Don't lie.
Mine
Let me
does.
tell you something.
It covers a lot.
You go to an emergency room, whether you take an ambulance. First off,
The ambulance
an
itself,
ambulance.
holy shit.
Yeah, an ambulance rides what, $1,000?
At least something like that.
Try
Yeah.
a helicopter ride.
Yeah, you. You know what? Let me ask my ex-father-in-law because he had to be airlifted.
So did
somewhere.
I. My brain surgery. I was airlifted from
Yeah,
Munster.
but that was how many years ago?
That's what I was going to say. So
We got 6 more pages.
in '93, when I had it, it was a 7.5 minute helicopter ride. I think it was $6,500, like almost $1,000 a
and
minute.
that was back in what?
And that was in
the
'93.
90s? Yeah.
What? What? Anyways. So,
So,
Anyways.
with all of that being said, I'm not actually about to end the episode. That's just what I wrote. So, like, let's talk about what actually happens, right?
okay.
Around,
She still has like 10 pages left.
I had 6.
I heard 6,
5.
I heard 6.
5 and a half.
Yeah.
6 back to back, front and back. Sorry. So 12.
Okay.
But,
So what actually happens in there? Let's go.
so around,
Damn.
she,
You got somewhere to be?
Yes. My bad. I'm getting tired now.
Bitch ass.
still have an hour drive home.
I know.
Around 2012, the house was known as what was called a boo haunt, and all this basically means is like you imagine your typical haunted house that you walk through and it has actors who jump out and get in your face, maybe push you around a little bit, and that's what it was. There were animatronics and props with actors in makeup and costumes and all that good fun healthy shit, right? So fast forward like 2014, 2015. The haunted attraction, if you can even call it that now, becomes a lot more dark. It shifts into these personalized shows, right? Where you can see like actual evidence of actors spitting in participants' faces, participants being hit, participants being choked, waterboarded, locked in confined spaces, being held underwater, having their heads shaved, having substances forced into their mouths, and most notably having their safe words and phrases ignored. Yeah.
So I have one question.
No.
When they say they're customized for people, how many people at one time go through? Is it one person at a time?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
One or two.
Okay.
I've seen some people that have gone through it with like themselves and like a spouse or
Okay, I didn't know if it was like
that
they
kind of
allow
thing.
20 people at a time to try this or not. But the way you said it was
No,
The
customized.
thing is, like, if you're right, there has been where it's been husband and wife or whatever, but they get
they
split
do
up.
they get separated.
Oof.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
So if you
okay.
think about it, it technically still is just a
You're-
singularity type thing.
Right.
Or it's like they'll have you both in there and they'll be like, who's gonna get this done to them? Like it's either you or this person.
Yep.
Like and they like make it your choice. And it's
Oh,
like, yeah. So
that's
like
divorce waiting to happen.
or it just makes you stronger. I don't really know. Could be a relationship building exercise. Not one that I'm about to try,
Right.
but
Danny
Could
just
be.
goes through and picks Jamie for everything and get done.
you know, it's so funny because like it would be like some like reverse psychology shit where like he'd pick Jamie and be like, "Okay, your turn."
Yeah.
But like honestly, watching the videos of like all of this happening is absolutely not for the faint of heart. Like
No.
again, I had no business watching these videos at 13, 14 years old. But like obviously they're all out on YouTube, like if anyone's really that interested. But again, I just feel like I needed to throw like the disclosure out there that like they're really graphic and triggering and
Trigger
Extremely.
warning.
not they're not for anybody with like a queasy stomach or can't handle like
Or
yeah,
a pregnant
no.
stomach.
Yeah, or a pregnant stomach. But yet here I am doing all this. So really it's fine. So now we kind of fast forward like another few years where like this is around like the time that him and his wife get separated, so around 2016. Like I said, she took a lot of like the props and the animatronics with her, ultimately leaving Russ with not very much, and he relocates to Tennessee. But this doesn't stop him from keeping things going. However, I think this is kind of where things start taking like a very different turn, where it's like he's still running these haunts, but it's just not like you can just tell if you didn't think there was something off before, you can very much tell that like there's something off now. And this is also for me like where things got a lot harder as far as like the research goes. Like I feel like all the really notable like events happened between like when it first started to like when he relocated, and then between there just kind of like
Fizzles out.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like dies down and then picks all back up again like now in like 2023 2024. And so it's like it's really hard to like piece together like what was really going on during like this 2017 to 2022 kind of situation. Like I know the house was still running and everything, but what like you know, there was nothing notable coming out of it. Like people really weren't speaking out about what was going on at that time, and I think anybody that really did try to like make any kind of like claim towards what was going on at the manor was being like publicly silenced. Which I can't imagine why, honestly. Interesting. So I think this is like kind of where I want to like transition into like some of the other like YouTube videos and like documentaries that I watched, and like because a lot of them had to do with like interviews with people that like experienced it firsthand now like later reflecting back on like their experiences.
Okay.
So the first big one was this woman named Gabby, and she put out a series talking about her experience, and then also later like watched back her walkthrough of like the manor, and like she like reacted to it like live on YouTube and everything, and it was really good. And it's crazy because it's only an hour-long video that's released on YouTube, but her tour lasted 6 hours.
Jesus. So did she finish? Oh, obviously she didn't finish. You said nobody's finished it.
Finished it, yeah. The tour ended because it got too late.
So that's not her quitting then.
That's the thing that like you're gonna realize is like a lot of people weren't quitting the tour.
Yeah.
There was just interesting circumstances that arose where the tour had to end. Yeah.
Interesting.
So she went through her tour in 2014, 2015 when it was still in San Diego. And she went through the tour with another woman named Heather. And there's a really heavy conspiracy out there that Heather was not just like another guest. She was actually like an actor that was part of the manor that's going through the tour with this girl. And there is nothing that like says like she was or she wasn't. Like Gabby didn't meet this girl until the day of their tour. And everything seemed fine the day of, but now like it's one of those things where it's like reflecting back, it's like, could she have been? Like she didn't have nearly as bad of like an experience as I did, and we were separated for such a long time. I don't know what actually happened to her. That kind of a thing. And then when you watch Gabby's video, it's like Russ even says like this is like more about Gabby, it's not about Heather, like. And he claims that, like, her video is coming later, but I didn't ever look to see if, like, Heather had her own video out.
Dun, dun, dun.
Right. So, big conspiracy about whether or not she was just another guest that was also going through the haunt the same day that Gabby was, but it, like, she thinks that it's possible. Oh my god, I forgot I had chips until you just brought that down here. I can't even eat them, I gotta talk. That's bogus.
Yeah.
Thanks. But she was one of the first people to really go through the tour after it kind of like shifted from like the walkthrough through like Russ's garage with all the props and animatronics and everything into like these like personalized experiences. But she had to like meet them in this park, like on these bleachers, right?
Okay.
Super sus. And then they were like blindfolded and transported in a van to the actual manor. Which, like, if that already isn't like raising red flags, it's like,
Right.
what? And then like nobody knows where you're at on top of all of that. That's like
Kidnapping 101.
literally. Her tour lasted 6 hours and was told that her tour was being live streamed to like these people in Vegas who could literally pay to have certain things done to these girls.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Yeah. Which there's no like hard evidence behind this that these like that they were paying to have things done, but I do know that later on Russ shifted from putting the videos on YouTube to live streaming them to like a Facebook account, like a separate like Facebook group. So I have no idea like what really went on there. But I mean, that's just what they were told. But through Gabby's tour, you can see her waterboarded, put in freezing cold water, locked in a freezer, being choked, having like someone's hand shoved in her mouth. They had a spider placed on her face.
Nope.
I know, and for those reasons, Dan's out.
Yep.
I understand. And just like a whole bunch of like really crazy shit. Like, I mean, the whole concept as like in general is crazy shit, right? But like, I don't know. It's just like every time I watch like one of these videos that it's like their personal experience, I just think it's like wilder and wilder that this like exists. So it's like, so she tried to speak out again, like about her experience, like shortly after her tour, but it ended up getting like a really negative reaction. And so here's what I learned is that after her tour, Russ kind of like manipulated Gabby into monitoring his Facebook messages and comments on his YouTube and that kind of stuff. And she would be like, she was made like an admin of like this Facebook group. So like all of these like negative comments that were coming in from like Russ called them haters. All of these things that were coming in, she was like told to like go speak out against them and be like, no, like I've met Russ, like this is all fine, like all of this is good, like, and like taking down like the negative shit, like speaking out against him. And she basically spends a lot of time talking about how like looking back, like she was super naive to this whole thing. She was 19 when she went through her tour.
Ooh.
Yeah. Because back then, like, the age was 18 to get in. You didn't need parental consent, like, anything like that. So she just felt like she was really naive then. And, like, she, like, scrolls back through, like, all of these messages, through all of these, like, groups that she was in. And just, like, realizes how, like, manipulative that Russ was. And, like, she would say, like, she says that there were, like, times where she would, like, wake up and there would be, like, hundreds of messages on her phone from Russ being like, I need you to go handle this, like I need you to do this, I need you to do that. Like it was just really strange the way that like he
Was he paying her to do this?
No.
So why'd she even agree to it?
Well, she was 19 years old. She was like, I like, you know, I get to be like behind the scenes of this like really different, really cool like haunted attraction. Like she thought it was cool at the time, and then like now like looking back several years later, she's like, this was fucking weird. Like, this was weird. And then another series that I thought was, like, really important to mention was the Reckless Ben series. He did this whole series on YouTube about him basically trying to, like, infiltrate the manor, right? So he, like, signs up, and like, if you look through, like, he's got other series where he, like, infiltrates, like, Scientology and, like, figures out, like, what's going on there. But he signs up to go through the manor, and it's interesting because Russ, when he does his interview with Ben, even says, like, hey, I've seen that you do investigative work on your YouTube. Like, this isn't one of those situations, is it? Like, you're not trying to, like, you know, you're not trying to come in here and see what's going on behind the scenes, like, and it's super strange.
Yeah.
And he never ends up even getting into the manor. So this is, like, when we're, like, this is in, I think it's, like, 2019, something like that. But it's, like, it's after he's relocated to Tennessee and everything, and he never ends up getting into the manor. So basically what happens is Russ, like, has him put on this, like, onesie and do a bunch of exercises out in his front yard. And that's literally, like, all it is. I think at one point he had, like, a dog shock collar on him, like, tied around his leg for whenever he stopped doing exercises so they could shock him and make him keep doing more. But then eventually Ben was like, this is stupid. Like, I'm not doing this, right? Like, this is not what was like advertised to me. I'm done. I want to quit. This is ridiculous. And so he tries to take it back a couple times. He's like, no, I want to get into the manor, but like I don't want to keep doing this stupid bullshit exercise, right? Like, and Russ makes him a couple offers. He's like, if you can get through one challenge without quitting, then you can get into the manor and that kind of a thing. And he finally gets through a challenge, gets into the manor, and as soon as they like strap him into like the first torture device, Russ's phone hits low battery and says, "Oh no, we have to stop because I can't live stream it anymore." So they then try to send in their other friend. His name is Danny, and his YouTube channel is all about him doing like crazy stunts. Like he took like a wasp sting to like the face, but it was like
Jesus.
what are the other the wasps? They're like
The killer bees.
no, I can't remember what
the-
they're called now. It's a certain kind of wasp.
Cicada killer wasp?
No,
Japanese.
maybe. I don't know, but it's really gonna bother me now that I can't think of this really strange wasp name. But either way, like, and he did another challenge where he had like a bunch of like different like crazy ants like that are supposed to be like super venomous, like all like trapped on like his arms and everything like that. Like he does these like extreme things like for shits and giggles. Like this is what he does. So then he tries to get in the manor, and I think at this point like Russ like puts two and two together that like something weird is like happening here, because he also isn't allowed to like go into the manor. He just ends up having to do a bunch of stupid bullshit exercise outside in Russ's front yard essentially. And when like Danny eventually confronts him and he's like, this is fucking stupid. Like this is not what I signed up for. Like, can we do the other shit? Cause like that's what I do. Like that sounds fun. That's why I signed up for this. And Russ was like, well, we don't want to hurt you. Like, if that's what you're here for, then you can just go home. Like, and he just, like, he keeps trying to tell him, like, you know, like, this isn't what is advertised. Like, I want to do the haunt. Like, this is not, this is exercise in a front yard.
Yeah.
And he never makes it into the manor. Russ kicks them out. And so then they start to do this whole deep dive into, like, McKamey Manor and, like, how can we, like, expose this place for being a scam, right? Because at this point, obviously, all they did was exercise in the front yard. And, like, it's not that people aren't still getting tours now. And I say now, meaning, like, then, like, during that time. It's not that people weren't still getting tours, but obviously he's very selective about the people that go through.
Yeah.
Meaning people that aren't gonna, you know, cave the way that Russ wants him to. Aren't gonna go through. Like, Russ isn't getting the reaction he wants out of these people, then, like, okay, fine, fuck you, go home.
Yeah.
Like, I don't enjoy this, you can leave.
See, he gets off on it.
I'm trying to say that without saying that, because it's all alleged, but, like, that's very much what it appears to be at this point. Is, like, it just seems like he's doing this solely for his own entertainment. Like, this is for him, and he
Right.
could give no
I mean,
less
he's not getting
cares about
paid
anybody
for it.
else. Right. So, they end up hearing this rumor about this mysterious hard drive that exists, right? And this hard drive has all of the raw footage, like, unedited, uncut, of every person who's ever done the tour, like their walkthrough. You know, like there's always that secret hard drive that exists that's always got the footage on there.
100%, yeah.
Always. Well, truth be told, it does indeed exist.
Ooh.
They did indeed get their hands on it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's really interesting because the first thing that they did was literally send out like everybody's footage to all of the people that did the tours.
Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So it's like, here, you can all have, like, your footage, like, of everything that you went through, because you deserve that much, like, everything that you went through, like, and
Right.
do with it what you will, is what he's, like, essentially trying to do. Like, so if you want to take your footage to the police and report this and yada, 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 That's all you.
Yeah, by all means.
Right. But there were two people in particular that they like stayed in communication with because they wanted to like interview these people and communicate about like their experiences because they were like the most notable. And one of them was Marissa Phillips. And she was the one that I was telling you earlier that you said she had done the walkthrough twice. Yeah. She's done it 4 times.
Wow.
Yeah. Or at least from my understanding, there was 4 different times that she's done it. But what's interesting about this like walkthrough, like this tour that they have like on the hard drive is like you can tell there's no haunt going on. Like there's nothing terrifying happening.
It's just torture.
Besides the fact that she's tied. I can't tell what it is, but like she's tied in this thing and they're like dumping water on her head and you can hear in the background they're like, okay, we need you to scream. Like we need you to scream.
Oh.
Like make it believable. Like, and this is what I mean. Like I'm saying like they're trying to like gaslight her and like manipulate her into making this like video to help them like regain popularity and like you know prove to people that like this is still scary, this is still fun, like people still want to do this kind of thing. So like, and like she even says like he like manipulated me, he made me believe that like if I didn't do this for him like the whole like or like the whole thing was gonna fall apart, like it was gonna be my fault. And so they ended up shaving her head like against her wishes, and then he is basically like holding her down and like in her ear interrogating her about all of these rumors that are starting to come out about Russ and like the old actors that used to work there and allegations about him like beating his wife, like his ex-wife. And she's like, you can see like it's so, I don't want to say it's traumatizing, but like for some people it honestly probably is. Like watching this poor girl who has just been like had freezing cold water thrown on her, like she's miserable and she's just like being interrogated. Like this 300-pound man is just like holding her and like up in her ear like, yeah, you know anything about this? You know who I so-and-so is saying such and such about me? Like, you know, because if you do know something, you know, you got to tell me. And, oh, you really believe that I would hit women? Like, you really think that I would, like, beat my ex-wife? Like, that's terrifying. Like, oh my God, it's, like, it's so, like, it gives me goosebumps to watch. And then there was one more, and for the life of me, I, like, try to go back and find his real name, but I can't find his real name, and it drove me insane. But he went by, like, a character name, because it was the same situation. It was, like, Russ trying to make this video, like, of, like, people being scared by the haunt, because he wanted it to, like, blow up and become viral, and get, like, you know, get the views, essentially. But he went by the name, Rhett. Rhett was his name in the video. And Rhett tried to go to the police after his tour happened. And they said, unless you have the footage and the proof of what actually happened. Like, he had the evidence to prove, like, his injuries and everything, but nothing to back up his story because he didn't have the footage.
Yeah.
Huh.
And so, basically what happened to him, he was... I don't know if he was, like, tied onto, like, this chain, or if he was just forced to, like, hold on to the chain, but I would assume if he was, like, just forced to, like, hold on to the chain, he would have let go. But he was, like, bound by this chain to the back of a vehicle.
And dragged?
And dragged across a gravel path. Like, dragged down, like, a gravel trail. And the pictures of, like, his whole, like, all the skin from, like, his chest and, like, his arms and, like, the tops of his legs were just missing.
Ugh.
It was insane. Like, and unreal. Like, and this wasn't even, like, the tour. This was what they claimed was, like, transporting him to the tour.
Jesus.
So it's like they're telling him, they're like, man, you haven't even done anything yet. Like, you can't be tapping out now. You haven't done anything yet. And then afterwards, they proceed to submerge him in some kind of water that looks filthy.
Infections.
Absolutely.
Typical, what, Chicago River water?
Pretty much,
Little
yeah.
Chaos egg.
It's your standard Chicago River water, yes.
Nasty.
But
It's nasty.
it just, like... So again, like, he tried to go to the police, and the police, like, were like, well, unless you have footage, like, we can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So now that he finally has his hands on these videos, he takes it to the police. The police refuse to even watch the footage.
What?
Almost like Mr. McKamey had the police in his pocket.
Yeah, interesting, right? Because in... I don't remember when the Netflix documentary... There's a little, like, 15-minute snippet of McKamey Manor in this series called Dark Tourist on Netflix.
I've watched all those.
Yeah,
That's where me and Jamie got the idea. We did the Dahmer tour. I got it from there.
it's this... No, it's the other USA video that they did. So there's, like, 15 minutes at the end of an episode where... And you can see him, he calls the police to let them know that tours are happening that night. So, like, he would call and inform the police that there was a tour going on that night. So if you hear any screams or anything, or get any calls
Yeah.
about anything going on, just know that this is what's happening. And the cop's like, yeah, well, I'll let everybody know, it's fine.
Fuck.
What?
Wow.
Like, what?
He's calling a whole police force like, yeah, don't disregard 7375 such and such street. That's McKamey Manor. Nothing's going on there.
So then on top of all this, like, Reckless Ben at the end of his series found a way to make himself a manager of McKamey Manor.
What?
Like, legal paperwork in order and all, right? He's like, no, like, I'm taking the, like, this, we're done here. I'm not doing this. I'm gonna put Russ McKamey through his own game, give him a taste of his own medicine type shit. And he makes himself, like, I don't remember if it was an owner or a manager on, like, legal paperwork, has all of this legal paperwork with him when he shows up at the manor. Russ McKamey calls the police. Police officer comes down there and is, like, refusing to look through the paperwork. And Ben is like, well, it's all, like, IRS, like, verified. Like, you
Yeah.
can't just call the IRS and confirm that all of this is, like, real. And he is like, well, no, like... And he's like, so you're not going to look at this at all. And then eventually a second police officer gets called down there, and they actually have to start looking through the paperwork and realize that, like, they've kind of all got their ducks in the row, and they kind of have to change the story and everything. And it's so interesting. Like, it makes you, like, it really makes you think, like, did he have the police department in his pocket? Is that how this all
Yeah.
went on for so long? So then, after, like, all of this, like, in July of this year, like, last month, yeah, July 19th, I believe, of last month, Russ McKamey was arrested, but probably not what you think it was for.
Prostitution.
No.
Drunk driving.
No. He was arrested under charges of sexual assault, attempted murder by strangulation, and domestic assault. On top of all of this, he was already undergoing investigation by the Tennessee Attorney General for the, like, business happenings at McKamey Manor. And that began in November of 2023, which conveniently was 1 month after the Hulu documentary came out in October of 2023, which I have not gotten a chance to watch the Hulu documentary solely because I don't have a Hulu account.
Yeah.
So
I started watching it.
I'm curious. I want to know, but obviously, like,
It'll
I
be
know,
the next thing I watch.
I know it's just Gabby, Marissa, and one more guy. Brandon, I think his name was, maybe? I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. But it's just basically their stories of, like, what they went through. And obviously I've already seen Gabby and Marissa's, like, views on everything
Yeah.
that happened. So it's like I don't really know how much I'm missing. But Russ responded to this investigation about all of the business happenings with the Attorney General by filing his own lawsuit against the Attorney General's office, and also an $8.4 million lawsuit against Hulu for the documentary. Which I still have no update on all of that. But supposedly he was set for trial on August 6th. So I have to look into how that all ended, because obviously that was
10 days ago.
10 days ago. So, or at least that's what I believe the date was. I believe it was August 6th. But yeah, my goal for today was just to educate you guys on this, rabbit hole that I somehow managed to stumble down. But
You know what? As many times as I fucking researched McKamey Manor, I never actually went down a rabbit hole, especially on YouTube. Maybe a couple videos here and there, and then I was just like, eh.
well, what I found was that it was really hard to find any information anywhere else.
I'm sure.
Like, you Google Russ McKamey, nothing comes up.
Nothing.
Yep. Unless you, it just shows, the lawsuits and all of that kind of stuff, like him being arrested and that. And then, obviously, all the McKamey Manor stuff comes up, but never anything about Russ McKamey himself. I think it takes you to, his Facebook or something.
I think so, yeah.
So, I found it was really hard to do research anywhere that, wasn't YouTube. It was super strange. But, there was just no other, great sources besides, the one Netflix episode, the Hulu documentary, which all of that stuff was, again, talked about on YouTube. So, it doesn't seem like I missed too much there, unless they personally got into, specifics that I might have left out. But yeah,
That's
YouTube's
crazy.
the place to go, guys. Honestly, if you're gonna do research, go to YouTube. You learn more than you
Oh yeah,
think.
YouTube is amazing. I couldn't tell you how many fucking episodes I've written because of YouTube fucking videos and shit like that.
I grew up in the generation of figure out how to do it. From YouTube. Okay.
Easer.
But yeah, so
That was
what do you guys think?
Interesting.
That was an
I
awesome
liked it.
episode. I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's good
How do
shit,
we
man.
follow that up, man?
Another Donnie episode.
Yeah, another Donnie episode.
That's how you follow it up.
That day.
I'm busy that day.
Either that or another Marisol episode into a soft Donnie episode. I don't know.
Probably.
We play a game next week.
You can follow it with the rain episode.
What you were talking about, right?
Yeah, no, I think that would.
Okay.
No, we don't. I think I've hit my quota on those. We do enough bullshitting as it is.
A game episode.
Is that the one where you said you need the three of us here?
So listen, I've
Yes.
He looks like a very weird guy.
yeah,
Russ McKamey?
yeah, and if
My phone
you
just died, so.
if you listen to the way that he talks to people,
Oh, yeah.
it's really
Yup.
it's super
It's uncomfortable. Yeah, it's very uncomfortable.
super unsettling.
And this post is actually from 2 days ago.
Oh, no shit.
Maybe I did read somewhere that his bail got posted. He was out on bail right now. I think his bail was set at $100,000.
Which means you only got to come up with 1% of that, right? Or 10%?
10%?
10, I think.
10%, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you get locked up, it's $1,000 and you only pay it $100. So 10%.
Sure. We'll go with your math.
Yeah, so
That's the right math.
That was a good... I know, we'll go with your math.
I wish you guys weren't so tired while I was doing this episode, because I feel you guys would have been more intrigued. But it also meant I got less interruptions. So.
No, when you yelled at me for interrupting,
Bullshit, I was on fucking everything, just listening.
I know that's what I was listening to. That's why I'm sitting here
I was also recording a bunch of fucking videos too, so.
taking it all in, just I do remember coming across this on the internet before, and actually looking at it this is okay. This is okay. Nope, it's not okay. Nope, it's not okay.
It's very interesting. I know he had the second spot open. So his original was where? It wasn't
The original was San Diego, California.
San Diego, okay. And then he went to Tennessee.
And then opened the Alabama location too.
So there's one in Tennessee and one in Alabama.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that to this day they're still open.
Right. As far as why do I sound like I'm not? Whatever. Maybe it's because I've been drinking, but
You look like you can't keep your eyes open.
Well, I was just listening. No, that's why.
You're gonna have to drive back to his house, then home.
No. No.
No, continue. I was just thinking. That's all.
Well,
yeah.
Good, I guess. Thank you.
Oh yeah, that was an awesome episode.
Like I liked it a lot. So I'm just like in my mind. I'm just like replaying some of it. That's why I'm like,
Yeah, final thoughts, guys.
And it's funny because okay, so final thoughts. This motherfucker should be locked up for what he's doing.
For like the rest of his life, yeah.
Yeah, at the very minimum.
At least.
Yeah.
but people are signing the waivers to do this.
Yeah, and that's
But-
these are these thrill seekers that fucking want to do this.
Yeah.
Let me also throw out there that it is also another conspiracy that the waiver isn't real, that it's just a prop waiver. And also, I know that when Ben did his walkthrough, he changed the NDA agreement from whatever it was, like $50,000 to $1. So he literally mailed Russ $1 because he knew he was gonna break the NDA
100%.
anyways.
I would've did- But okay, so Jesus Christ, I completely lost my thought.
Good talk. I left you speechless. That's awesome.
So I tried looking, and it says yes, McKamey Manor is still open. It operates year round.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So I fully 100% believe that $20,000
Is not real.
is not real.
There's no way.
Well,
I can't accept that.
I was looking something up, and did you ever mention a journalist named Megan Selling?
No.
So this says she's a Nashville journalist, and this says she has questioned many of the manor's claims. Here's the thing. There is no $20,000, she wrote, saying that nobody has completed the tour by design.
Yeah.
No one has made it to the supposed Huntsville portion of the show.
Huntsville's in Alabama.
Yes, they're the second location.
McKamey knows what will break people, and after stringing them along, he can simply pull out what's needed to shut down the show. Then it's ready to end.
And that was kind of the big thing that like they talked about on the Netflix episode with like the Dark Tourist was that
It's a good show.
it's all. I'm gonna have to watch the rest of it now after like just that. But I solely went
I
to
watched
that
all
one
of them.
episode. just to do
David
that.
Farrier's a good.
Well, he went. I mean, obviously he went through it, but he was only in there for maybe 30 seconds before he was like, "I can't do this." Like,
And this
it
was
was
weird is
all-
that I watched that whole series and I don't remember that. Or maybe I did. I don't know.
he was in there for like 30 seconds before he was like, I just can't do this. Like, it was, nothing was done to him besides, I think he was blindfolded and had a headset on him that was playing like the little like intro spiel that they do before they take you into the manor.
Yeah,
And he was like, even that was enough to get in my head I was done.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while, but I think I remember it, like that portion of the.
Like I remember him going to Colombia, and he hung out with the drug lords there. And there was the episode where he went to Hiroshima, where the A bomb was dropped. And there's I watched them all, and it's funny. Like I don't remember this part now. I gotta go back and see if I remember watching that one. But like I said, I literally watched the Dahmer tour, and that's where I got the idea. Where
That's
me and
the
Jamie.
that's the main one I remember is him doing the Dahmer tour.
Yeah, and that's why I took Jamie. That's why we went and did that for her birthday. 'Cause I saw it on there.
Yeah, so it's the other United States episode that they did because they did the Dahmer tour, the tours for JFK's assassination,
Oh, yep.
and then the Dine with Vampires in New Orleans.
Yep. Okay. Yeah.
There's another episode that he does where he like talks to Charles Manson's pen pal and prepares for the end of the world and then
Yep.
visits the manor at the very end. It's the last like 15 minutes of the episode.
Okay. I definitely watched it. Then I was gonna watch it again.
I'm trying to find a way to share this YouTube video with you guys.
Hit the share button.
I'm 23 years old and he's telling me how to use technology.
Watch out for the 12.
Unreal.
What are the 12?
Well, no, like
When you go on the
there's
Facebook.
not a share option. Can I not share this video?
You should be able to.
I don't think I can. Look at this.
There is no share option.
Wow.
Government's trying to block her.
You're on the dark
I
web.
can't even like copy the link to send it to you guys.
Dark web.
But that like
Government's trying to shadow ban her shit.
I know that's what.
Yeah, that's weird.
But the thing is like I was gonna send you guys this video. It's like a half an hour long, but it's the video of like Ben and like the hard drive with like the raw footage of like the people's walkthroughs and everything. So, but you guys could kind of see what I was talking about. But I mean, I guess if you want to look into it, it's "I Shut Down McKamey Manor" by Reckless Ben.
I shut down McKamey Manor by Marisol.
Imagine.
Let's go to Tennessee.
Let's go right
Let's
now.
go. Right now.
Nashville pit stop.
I got
why not?
trail mix.
I got salt and vinegar chips.
This will last. the
Lupe
whole
and I
time.
are ready.
Yeah, we're good. I'll bring some extras.
Half a bag. We'll get the big bag of salt and vinegar
There you
chips
go.
before we leave.
It'll be just me and you eating them.
I've had them before. They're not bad. Like, it took me forever to ever try them. So I'm like, this sounds gross. And I tried them. I'm like, these aren't bad.
This one.
All right. With that being said,
Oh, I can share it that way?
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
Sweet. Yeah, so that was fun. I had fun.
Welcome to Marisol's first official episode.
I've officially done my first episode, yeah.
Yeah, I heard that while you were in there. Oh, you locked it up again. Haha.
Thinkers, I apologize. I was eating on the podcast.
Unacceptable.
Shame. Shame.
Fuck you both.
What?
Not you. You're
Oh.
cool. Fuck
Sweet.
you. Fuck you. You're cool. I'm out.
I did a good episode, and
did
I'm
good.
cool. That's
You
awesome.
did a great episode. I fucking love that.
Uh-huh. I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. It was
Fuck, I have to follow up you and her. Son of a bitch.
dang tremendous.
And now all of my next ideas are just like fun. Fun, but in a really sick and twisted way.
Sounds like impulsive thoughts.
Yeah.
We're fun in a sick and twisted way.
Well, so is that game the thing that you need the three of us for?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's like not fun
So-
unless.
What game is it?
I was going to say, because I don't know if you want to try and have her do that soon, because again, I'm going to be starting work soon. So
I mean,
I don't know when soon, but soon.
I also, work a part-time job and have 3 days a week off, so it's probably a lot easier for me to put together an episode than it is for you guys. I just procrastinate.
Did I just hear she's doing all the episodes?
No! It's Don and Marisol 50-50, guys. God.
yeah, I still feel like this might. Oh, there it goes. Now I can hear myself. If you wanna write an episode, do it. Like, go
I'm gonna
for
just start doing it and like
Yeah,
back
for sure.
pocketing shit. So
Yeah,
like,
for
whenever
sure.
somebody's like, "Can't do an episode,"
I know next week is my episode. I pushed back the Mandalay Bay. I'm going to do the Orlando.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Pulse.
the Pulse. Yeah, that's an interesting case.
I will not be here next week because I can't listen to Lupe talk about any more shootings, even though they're not school shootings. I just can't do it.
It's
At least
not-
I
this
get
one-
it, it's not kids, but I
it's not
can't
kids.
do it
I
anymore.
promise, Jesse, it's not kids.
I
It's not
understand,
kids.
but it doesn't mean I want to listen to any more shootings.
And for those reasons, she's out.
Exactly.
She doesn't want to listen to any more shootings. That's why she did hers on torture.
Yeah.
Legal torture, supposedly.
Allegedly. yeah.
Allegedly.
The final.
Countdown.
But yeah.
Yes!
That made me feel better.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. The final would be Mandalay Bay, and then I'm gonna get back into.
So basically, she won't be here next week or in a month.
Yeah. Basically, for the next 2 Lupe episodes, I just won't be here.
And then I'm gonna get
Or I
back
am gonna be
into
here, and we're just gonna sit here and do the same thing
paranormal
we did
and
last
conspiracy theories. Like I,
Just in time for
Halloween.
Yeah.
I know I wanted to do something spooky themed. So
Which
I was like,
which would be our what anniversary?
37th.
Third.
number 3.
Our first episode was
Can
on
we
Halloween.
do
word.
an actual pod visit? Like do something? Like we talked about it last year, never did it.
Like, what do you mean?
Like to a haunted place.
Yeah. I'm in.
Let me.
Like can the board go on the road in the car? Like we do like Gypsy's Graveyard or
pull up,
oh, speaking of which, besides the
pull up your Amazon.
the lady I told you about the shit, she has access. She says if you guys ever want to, hang out in the old Lake County Courthouse, and like she said, she can set up a private ghost hunt for us too.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah, we've been talking about that for
for
a year
years.
now.
Yeah,
Let me look at it.
Pull up Amazon.
Did.
Let me see your phone. Fuck.
Just give it to me. Do it myself. God.
so she said. So do you want to like end this and then we can talk about this shit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that. Let's do that.
All right, guys.
I was waiting for Danny to try and jump in.
Mute him.
You can find us on all your major podcast platforms, on Instagram at Impulsive Thoughts _pod. Why did oh, there it goes. I did it again.
Maybe.
Facebook, Impulsive Thoughts, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of them. You can find us all there, but you won't see shit.
Honestly, if you go anywhere and search impulsive thoughts, I'm sure we'll come up.
Yep.
Actually, no. I've tried that. There I go.
I mean, depends on how you spell it.
Does Logan?
Yeah, but his is
Yeah, but no,
impulsive.
his is impulsive. PAU.
Yeah, we're
Oh, I
impulsive.
said, honey.
Duh, Donnie. If you don't know how to fucking spell, don't listen to us anymore.
But that's why. That's exactly what he said. Depending on how you spell
I'm
it.
in a room full of men.
You are.
And you have one growing in you.
He's a child. He gets a pass.
I mean, so is
I mean-
Danny.
I wouldn't say so am I, but all right. So is Danny.
He's a grandpa.
Exactly. So am I.
Your grandpa?
No,
Wow, you limits
a
it.
child. You know what? Just go to our Instagram, Impulsive Thoughts _pod,
Link tree.
and we have the link tree.
Yes.
Hit the link tree. Find us. You can fucking message us on Instagram or Facebook if you want stickers. I'm still trying to kind of work out the kinks for t-shirts. I know Jesse wanted a t-shirt. I know my cousin wanted a t-shirt. I still have to send my cousin a sticker because
I finally
apparently
just got my sticker.
what else? Listen to our sister pods. MMKAY, Memento Mori, Stir the Pot,
The last
Velma,
podcast.
and the last podcast. And yeah, so yeah, I am joined here with all my favorite co-hosts, Mr. Donnie Rowe.
It's bedtime.
Yep, and I
Don't have an
got
hour drive home.
Mr. Dano
I'll get home at midnight.
Yep. That's me.
and Marisol with. What an awesome episode! Thank you for that.
Yeah, what an icebreaker.
Awesome, yeah. First episode that she has done. Awesome episode. Like I can't tell you how many times I can say awesome, but I'm not going to keep saying awesome. But it was awesome.
My head get all big. Stop.
Yeah, way to set the bar even higher again. We can't invite girls on the podcast
I know,
anymore.
seriously. They fucking write like 55 pages and shit, and they're like 2 hours long, 2-parters and shit like
It
that.
was 5.5 pages.
Front and back.
Running front and back.
Yeah.
But it was also like my own handwriting, so I write a little bit bigger, you know what I mean? And then I was throwing my own shit in there, so it was like...
It was good.
It was a great
It was
episode.
good.
So tune in next week. Whenever you hear this, it'll be,
It'll be the
my
week after.
episode. It'll be my episode where I cover
Stuff.
whatever the fuck I said I was going to cover. Oh, Pulse. The Orlando shooting.
Impulse.
And with that being
Thoughts?
said...
All right, guys. Remember, don't believe everything you think. And we out this bitch. Peace.
Good eye.